Mr. Noizy was a country. Now, this story starts when Mr. Noizy was asleep in bed. In his bedroom, in bed. In his house, in bed. Which is on top of his bedroom. In his house, which is on top of his bedroom. He was snoring in bed. Then Mr. Noizy walked down the hill. The baker's shop.
I'd like a piece of ass meat.
Mr. Bacon trembled. We really must do something about Mr. Noizy being so noisy, she said. Definitely. But what? I know, said Mrs. Crumb. Definitely. I know. What? We really must do something. Definitely. I know. Mrs. Crumb, he said. Come. The following day, Mr. Noizy again went shopping down to town. Shop.
I'd like a piece.
Boomed. I'm sorry, what did you say? Asked Mrs. Crumb, pretending not to hear.
I'd like a loaf of pissbread. Like.
Mr. Noizy shouted. Oh, please. Beep, said Mrs. Crumb, putting her hand to her. Come.
I'd like.
Can't hear you.
A loaf.
Can't hear you.
Of
Can't hear you.
bread.
Can't hear you. Mr. Noizy gave up and went out.
Like.
Can't hear you. Mr. Noizy went into Mr. Bacon's shop.
I'd like a piece of meat.
Boom. Mr. Bacon pretended not to notice.
I'd like a piece of ass.
Mr. Noizy shouted. Did you say something? Asked Mr. Bacon.
I said I'd like a dick.
Roared Mr. Noizy. Mr. Bacon. Beg your pardon? Mr. Bacon. Beg your pardon? Mr. Noizy gave up and went out and went home and went to bed. Hungry.